bottoms up, bitches. This is Joel and Randy's Texas Tea. Say hello, everybody. Let's talk to Miss Randy first of all. How you doing, Miss Randy?
Hello, how are y'all? I'm fine. Shout out to that little town that loves us so much.
Oh, that would be Fairhope, Alabama.
Yes, indeed. Mm-hmm. Fairhope, Alabama. Girl, get you some tea.
Across from him would be Mr. Chris.
What's up? Sausage biscuit here in the house.
Mm-hmm.
Better put some gravy on it.
Mm-hmm.
You know why I'm called sausage biscuit?
Why are you called sausage?
I'm tasty, bitch.
I thought you were gonna say because it was 2 for $2.50.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Mm-mm. I was gonna say something stupid like there's some sausage in between some white stuff.
I thought he was gonna say because I'm
gravy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm savory.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he was gonna say that.
And of course, the lovely, the fabulous Miss Pinky. How you doing, Miss Pinky?
Booyaka. Hello, hello.
Mm-hmm.
Is that some kind of communist language?
It's all gravy, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Pinky's got something up his ass today, so y'all better watch out.
Maybe
Guess
lack
what?
Thereof.
Guess what, everybody? Speaking
Could be a butt plug.
This show is dedicated to the ass. Assholes.
Ass,
the anus.
ass, and titties.
Anything about anal sex. We're going to be talking about it all because it's the bottoms version.
Nice.
Of Joel and Randy's
I know
Texas Tea.
so much about
And y'all are gonna really have a lot of fun next week because it's episode 69.
Shit.
And it's all about the D next week. So this week is ass at 68.
May I say something?
Mm-hmm. Yes, please do.
It's always all about the D over here.
But it's really gonna be in depth next week. But this week,
More in depth than normal.
Balls deep next
more in
week.
depth than normal. But
Balls deep.
let's get down to a little bit of a spanking because we're gonna talk about assholes in the first part of this series, episode, whatever you want to call it. Let's just everybody have a good time and get on down to the asshole part of this.
Well,
you want to start?
What? Nope. Well, I could.
Nope.
I could with an obvious asshole themed topic.
Mm-hmm.
Girl, somebody had taken a picture of A-Rod taking a shit on the toilet.
What?
Get out of here.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Alex Rodriguez,
I don't know who that is.
fiance to Jennifer Lopez,
who plays for the New York.
He lives in a skyscraper. He's on the 38th floor.
Mm-hmm.
Girl, there was a building above him, and these two buildings that are above the 38th floor building that he lives in are financial buildings where they do things like, financial shit. Girl, I don't know, trade and shit. I don't know about finances, obviously. Anyway, with my broke ass. But I will tell you this. Somebody took a picture of him taking this shit and posted it online.
Was he on a toilet? Okay,
Yes!
at least he was on a toilet.
And posted it online. And people are divided. They're saying, well, why?
Wait, there's division in this?
Yes, because people are saying, why wouldn't you have a curtain?
I wouldn't.
Because I'm on the goddamn 38th floor and I don't expect somebody to be filming me taking a shit. And then other people are like, why would he have a curtain? He has a right to take a shit wherever he wants to. On his... Now, here's my thing. Here's what I'm confused about. You're not going to get no money from him sitting down. He had a shirt on. He was reading a magazine. Sitting, according to what I've heard, I haven't seen the video or the photo, sitting like the thinker with one hand under his chin and had a magazine on his lap with a full shirt on. What I would have done if I were that person, well, first of all, I would have shut the camera off because, somebody's taking a shit. I don't want to see that. But there's an opportunity to get a picture of his dick. That I would have wanted to see.
Yeah, exactly.
And that would have been more sort of mainstream if you got him standing up. Then again, there's that wipe issue.
There's a.
Is
Is he a front
You
to
don't
back
want
or
to
back
catch
to front?
nobody wiping.
Oh, Oh, I thought you said-
Hopefully,
There's no way
hopefully
to
he
catch
would
that.
do an undercarriage
Mhm.
wipe
Mhm.
and then get up out the seat.
Wait, undercarriage?
But he's not a woman.
Wait,
No, there are
What the
undercarriage
fuck is
wipes.
undercarriage?
what the
wipe?
hell is undercarriage when it's
Where
when
you
it's a man?
reach under and you wipe.
That's back to
Yeah,
front.
but that's
Back to front is a no-no.
back
That's
to
where you
front
get
on a
your
man. I don't know.
bacteria. Yeah.
Girl, I'm just saying, if he did that.
That's how you women get urinary tract infections.
Mhm.
That's
What
how
way?
anyone gets any kind of
You know what?
infection.
I'm just saying, if he did that,
Mhm.
y'all, please. So, but if he got up and wiped, which he
Mhm.
should do, then you don't want to see that. But you could wait that minute, and that shirt's going to flop
Wait,
up,
so
and
I'm
that dick's
confused.
going to hang out, and then you
Or
get
it's
dick
not.
pic.
I'm confused.
Mhm.
Did he not know there was somebody standing there with a camera?
No, they're not
he's
standing
on the-
there. They had a telephoto
Where is it?
lens.
I would love to see the picture because there's a
Oh,
lot you
shit.
can tell from
So
that.
it was somebody
It's
else
for
in
another
another.
building.
It was
Yes.
another building.
Another building.
They
Higher
were-
building.
That's
Yeah.
hot.
That's invasion of privacy.
Well, he's
I mean-
looking. Listen, y'all. He's trying to find the person who took the photo because they can't find it,
Mhm.
Yeah, that's illegal.
and
Yeah.
he wants to sue them. No. There's a
Oh, is it
uh,
illegal?
legal sticky wicket.
Mhm. Oh,
Yeah,
all
they're
this
not
is-
quite
mm.
sure if it's an invasion of privacy. That's
Because
Because
illegal.
if your window is open,
But if your
It's
window
look
is,
at will.
is open,
It's look at will.
so
If you can
there's
see it, you can see it.
there's a sticky wicket. But guess what? His attorney is on top of it.
Sticky wicket.
And
Ugh,
that-
just wrong terms being used when we talk
Sticky
about
wicket.
Right,
Well,
that doesn't even
shit.
sound like a wholesome legal
I know
legality. Like,
Mm.
All
that
I'm
just
saying
sounds
is,
shady.
listen, I set off the asshole discussion
Mhm.
with an asshole.
a shitty subject.
An
A
asshole.
shitty subject, girl. You
Mhm.
wrong for that.
Ooh, you
But I
wrong.
love you for it.
Mhm.
Love you.
Mm-mm,
Poo
because
poo.
this is but is it really an invasion of privacy? I mean,
It's
you-
not.
No,
You
that's
had
why
your
there's
window
that's
open.
why
For-
that's why there's going to be a problem. They
Mhm.
have to find the guy first,
Mhm.
and then A-Rod can sue him, and A-Rod can afford to sue any goddamn body he pleases,
Mhm.
especially some fool.
I don't even know who
Mhm.
A-Rod
Some-
is.
Alex
Alex
Rodriguez.
Rodriguez.
I know. I mean, I know who you guys are saying he is, but like, I
Alex
don't know
Rodriguez
him at all.
has been in the press for over 20 years.
Here
He dated Madonna, for God's sake. You don't know who Alex Rodriguez is?
Okay,
No.
here's some sage advice that I have learned from older people and from somebody I think I saw on TV. The next time you tell somebody about something about a person that they don't know, you just simply tell them, Google that shit. Just
And then we'll
Google
find
it,
the
bitch.
dirt on him.
Just Google it. If you don't know who they are, Google it. This whole I don't know who somebody is and blah 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 blah. It takes 2 seconds to Google it and go, oh, okay, that
100%.
person. That's it.
That Google
I just wasn't
girl.
sure why he was important.
You can get that Google, honey, because
He's-
that Google knows everything.
Well, he's important because he got engaged to Jennifer Lopez.
But he was important.
But he was important
before
before
then
that, 'cause he's
because
a
he was a
famous
great
baseball
player.
I mean, or you could just spend the 2
Oh.
seconds of human interaction
And-
and actually
Exactly.
explain to the person
exactly.
who it is.
Mhm,
But he
yeah,
also
exactly.
dated every woman in Hollywood before he landed.
So he's really not really
Jennifer
that
Lopez.
important.
How big is his dick?
Only by being a womanizer.
That
Well,
Can we-
nobody's going to know that.
nobody's gonna know that because we all
Madonna would tell us though if we asked Madonna.
Yeah,
She would
but
tell us.
everything right now is coming out of his ass. So
Whoa. I feel like
So-
we've
that is
went,
it's the truth.
Let's
am
talk
I
about
am I not telling the
unintended.
truth?
unintended.
We are now talking about a man
yeah.
who was sitting in his bathroom taking a shit.
Let's talk about things going in the ass.
Yeah, so it was coming out of the ass. Oh, we'll
Fine.
talk about things going in the ass in the
Let's
next,
move on.
next
Let's
half
move
of the
on.
show. But we're gonna talk about assholes in the news. Let me tell you my asshole moment from this
Mhm.
week. And my asshole moment came from watching Endgame. Because I was looking for that gay moment that Marvel and Disney have been touting gay moments for God knows how
Oh,
long.
so you're not going to do a
Between,
spoiler.
between who?
No. So the thing is that when I think of it, when you tell me, oh, there's going to be a gay moment in the film, I'm looking for like two men holding hands. I'm looking for maybe two women kissing each other. I'm looking for that gay moment
Not
in a film. We got this with Beauty and the Beast when
Gaston.
Gustav, what's
Gaston
Gaston.
Gaston,
and
his little sidekick thing was supposed
Yeah.
to be gay, and And Disney made a big stink about it and everything else. And then we were like looking at the movie going, so how's this bitch gay?
Oh no, you can tell.
No, he was totally gay. I don't know. I think I cared for that actually.
Yeah,
way more than Endgame. I will give you that. Than Endgame.
I didn't.
No,
see that
I'm
movie.
curious what you're talking about in
Well,
Endgame.
actually, like I said, I was watching trying to figure out where the gay moment was going to come up, and I'd seen the movie, went through the whole movie, didn't see a gay moment, didn't think anything about it. Then Chris and I are talking while you guys had gone to get more Texas tea, and Chris reminded me of the scene where Captain America is in a support group, and one of the members in the support group supposedly said his boyfriend, husband, whatever. That was the gay moment.
It.
And I'm like,
yeah, it's just gay inclusive.
Now, by
that's
the way,
it.
Yeah, it's not actually one of the Avengers.
So it's like,
So somebody says my boyfriend, and
Thor-
that's a gay moment.
Yeah.
yeah. So that was the whole big, let's make a gay moment.
I think Thor is gay though.
And I'm like, I missed it. I watched the entire movie and I missed it. And
What? I think you missed it
literally
because you were expecting one of the Avengers.
Yeah, exactly. I was expecting not one of the Avengers, but any one of the superheroes who got dusted in the snap.
Well, those are the Avengers.
It could have been. I would have loved
But a main character, right?
I would have loved to see like Captain Marvel kiss Valkyrie, or
I would have hated that so much for the game moment.
or I don't know,
thing. Oh my god.
maybe a Bucky and Captain America moment where they were like, "Oh,
Well, we know that Captain
I
America's
love
not
you.
gay.
Oh, I love you too." But they're like
Thor-
best friends.
Thor and Star-Lord,
Mhm.
I think, have like way kind of that kindergarten
Mhm.
playground
Yes,
gay tension between
I
them.
know, right?
I love that.
I think so. So
I love that. I
that
thought.
would be like
I think there's.
Were you just
totally-
devastated when Captain America died? I mean, I was just
He
so
didn't
Captain
die.
America.
Oh,
did
no,
not die.
no.
He didn't die.
He didn't die.
Oh, he didn't?
No
No.
spoilers.
Wow.
He
No
just.
spoilers.
I don't care about spoilers.
Oh
If you
no,
have
it's
now
been out
watched-
for weeks. Now.
It's been out for weeks. If you
Fuck
have
you!
not
If you
seen
haven't
it,
seen it yet, the spoilers
Fuck you.
are here.
Yeah.
We're not
spoilers
spoilers
are
anymore.
here.
And it was Tony Stark, and I am
Tony-
not. I
Oh
am.
my
I
god,
was-
you guys should
I
not
could
be
not
spoiling
be-
the movie.
I could not be more upset. No, I
You
have been
were-
upset about this for weeks.
Spoilers,
Can I
everybody.
tell you this? Can I tell you this?
What
Because I
happened
think
to not overlapping?
I know, and I realize I now realize what's going on here because you guys had your moment last week, so we're gonna have our moment this week.
Well, then have your damn moment. But
Your
don't-
moment was religion. Ours is superhero-dom. So we're gonna talk about this for just a minute.
Y'all are overlapping
You've been
like
talking
But
about it
the
for
thing
me.
is that I was more upset at the fact that I
Thanks,
lost
overlap.
Natasha Romanoff. I didn't care about any of it. I was upset. Natasha Romanoff, how dare you kill off Black Widow?
Yeah, but
How
she's-
dare you?
I love the fact.
I was,
I was really hoping that
and I'm
she
gonna
was coming
cry
back.
again. And I'm gonna cry.
Are you
You're
I
fucking
cried.
serious?
I cried. Oh my god, I cried so
I'm
hard
I'm gonna cry again.
when
She
Tony.
better not, I'm gonna break his
sorry.
glass and stab
I'm
your
sorry.
ass.
When Tony
You
was
better not be
out,
crying.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna
when
cry.
Tony got nixed, I
Right
cried
under the
like
chin.
hard.
I did not cry that
So
much.
she'll live.
more
I'll
than
stab her
I
right
did
under
when
the
Yeah,
Han
right.
Solo
So she'll
got
live.
run through.
And she'll slowly bleed out.
I
Mhm.
feel like you guys are not listening.
Yeah, exactly.
Not to you.
We had to listen to y'all bitches last week. So listen
But
to us.
I cried more when Tony Stark did it
No,
than when Han Solo got run
because
through.
I actually expected it with Tony Stark.
I cried when Han Solo got run
I
through.
actually expected
I
it.
expected it too.
I expected it. But
I
when-
just
but
was hoping there was some
I,
kind of
I
a...
will have to say this, that the way he died was beautiful.
It makes him the ultimate Avenger. Just
Yeah.
in case anyone has any kind of confusion about that,
He is the
Tony
ultimate
Stark
Avenger.
is the
ultimate
Avenger.
Avenger. Yeah, he is the Avenger. Mm-hmm. He is the Avenger.
Did he die avenging somebody?
He died bringing everyone else back.
Mm-hmm. And he had married Pepper Potts.
And he had
a little
a daughter.
girl.
He gave up.
He
Oh my
gave up.
goodness.
Oh my
I
god!
could just die.
I know I could just die right now.
I wish
was
you
so
both
emotional.
would. I wish the fuck
I was so
both of you
emotional.
would.
I'm
fucking
so-
die right
now I'm
now.
getting all choked
So
up
that
again.
was
So you shut the
You're
fuck
looking
up.
at me like I should care, but I don't care.
I
at
know.
all.
I'm looking at you for the vacancy of emotion so that I can adopt.
And
some
I'm
of
looking
that,
at
'cause I'm
Randy.
getting emotional.
I'm looking at Randy and I'm thinking,
I'm team both
How
of your
dare-
asses die.
how dare you?
You don't even
evil,
know them.
evil bitch.
you don't even.
Just
You don't
fuck off.
understand how we feel.
They've been a major part of our lives.
Yes, for the last
decade.
10 years.
Okay,
At
That's
least.
your
And-
problem.
that's
And the fact that you
yeah.
bitches assholes.
So
Assholes.
insensitive.
Oh my God.
They're
So
assholes
insensitive.
across this table.
Assholes.
Oh my god.
I really thought they were going to do
Well,
something
that
to bring
fits
Romanoff
the
back.
theme.
Mm-hmm.
We're
the
fitting the
asshole.
theme.
Don't
We're
expect
the
us to care
assholes.
about fucking superheroes that have died.
And I don't know
But
who
they were-
those motherfuckers
What kind of a
are.
hero are you, Chris? Are you a superhero? You're even a
He
hero?
is a superhero of IT. He is an IT super fucking hero.
No, I'm not. That's not
He
even my
saves-
passion. That just pays the
He
bills.
saves IT
Well, now we know
every
who's going to
day.
give Randy his online lessons.
Oh, shit.
No.
And Chris, I'm going to reach across the aisle. I'm going to reach across the aisle,
Don't
which is
slap
a
her.
term,
Slap her!
which, by the way, is a lovely term used in Congress. So I'm going to reach across the aisle and ask Chris a little question. Have you ever watched a cute little British show called The IT Crowd?
I've seen some clips on it on YouTube.
Oh my God. You have to watch it, and I will look it up, and you will, oh my God.
It sounds funny.
It is hilarious.
Oh my god, do you know what I started watching
Mm-hmm.
just last night? It's Bruno on Netflix. It's hysterical.
It is
Have you heard
hysterical.
of the dog?
Bru-
It's so funny. Yes, it's
Mhm.
about the dog.
Mhm.
Anyway, not to non sequitur. It's funny.
Mhm. It's
And I usually
hilarious.
don't, it's
Mhm.
rare that I think a show is funny, but I thought it was really
So-
funny.
I've never seen it.
What about...
It's just
It's on Netflix.
It's set in New York and it's this
Mhm.
dude with his dog.
I've seen it.
Well, we were
Wasn't it a
telling
guy
you
who
about
dies and
it.
comes
I know,
back?
I will look for
I don't
it.
know.
Mhm.
I will look
I only
for
got
it.
past 2 episodes.
Mhm.
What was the premise
I
of the
don't
first
I don't
episode?
fucking
How
watch
does he
them
get
back
there?
to back like you guys.
Oh, no, I
Oh,
binge
I'm
watch.
a-
Oh,
I'm a
I'm a
binger.
binger.
I
I'm a
don't binge
binger.
watch.
I will
did I
watch
binge
it
watch?
entire
Wait, we have to
season.
All
talk
of
about
Sher-
Game of Thrones. It's
all of
ended.
Sherlock.
No.
Oh yes,
No.
yes,
I haven't-
because
I haven't
there's-
seen any of the
No,
episodes yet.
No, no,
one
no.
episode.
No. No, we're not going to talk. We're not going to talk
it's a big event.
spoilers. We're not
Yeah,
going to
no
talk
spoilers.
spoilers. What we're going to talk about is the fact that this was the final season,
Is?
and everybody
It was.
has
Is it over already?
hated. Everyone has hated the final season.
Not everybody.
It's Jon Snow.
And
so
the thing is that, or
it's the bastard.
may I
just
say
know.
this? I'm beginning to think that the real assholes in this whole thing are the fans, because
Well, fans are assholes now. For
yeah,
sure.
the
nowadays.
fans are.
They're
fans
so,
of any-
they're complaining about Aladdin because Will Smith didn't look blue enough, or Will
Oh,
Smith
no.
was
No,
this or
he
that.
was blue.
Oh, no, he's
And
blue.
They wanted him not to be
Then they
blue.
complain that he wasn't blue. Then they complain that he is blue.
And
He's
then they
blue enough,
relented,
he's just
and
not
then,
Will-
and then the studio
Robin Williams
relented
enough.
and made him not blue in
Can I
certain
say, I
scenes.
think I never thought he was hot, but he looks fucking hot as a genie.
Yeah,
I've
he
always
does.
thought Will Smith
I think he's
was
the
hot.
wrong choice for the genie.
I don't think so. But
No, I
wait,
don't at all. I
you're
don't at all.
yeah, I think fans are so
Fans have become
unappreciative now.
fans of anything like
They're
are the
gross.
worst.
they're gross. They're
We
assholes.
really are. Yeah.
They're complete assholes.
Well,
But when you
aren't
said
they
it's
trolls?
Robin
At that
Williams-
point, aren't they
Yes,
trolls?
yes, they're kind of trolls.
They're not.
Here's-
They're not fans. They're trolls.
Exactly.
Well, because then there's no interpretation. Like, deliberately, an adaptation is just that.
Mhm.
It's not a copy. It
Yeah,
is not
exactly.
and all of these things are adaptations from its
Well, no.
animated anything, from its book, from its
Exactly.
screenplays,
Exactly.
from its this. It's
And
not
so the
going to be the
genie-
same.
the
It is
genie
done by a
is-
different artist.
The genie, but honestly, the genie is blue.
Mm-hmm.
I saw the
Famously
trailers.
blue.
Well, actually,
And-
Oh, I've seen
technically,
Aladdin
okay,
as well.
And so,
Actually,
but
technically-
they did too. And I don't know if that's part of the show or not. It wasn't on the animated version, but
What are you
who cares?
No,
What do you mean
anyway,
he wasn't blue?
this
in
is
the
what it
animated
is. He's
version?
blue, but he also has a human form, and when
Mhm.
he's
And
not,
when
when
he's
he's
in
not
his
blue.
human form, he's black.
Mm-hmm. Or Arab.
I was going
Or-
to say,
yeah.
probably
Well,
depicts
actually-
a less black and more
Mm-hmm.
Arab
I'm
person.
speaking of black as in Afrocentric
Well, but-
culture,
Mhm.
black. I'm not.
Well, that's what
No.
I'm saying. He's not
I'm
in
not talking about
Afrocentric
saying black
culture.
Wait, did they
race.
make him look like an Arab?
Well, no, but they wouldn't have to. He is a light skinned black person, so he
Mhm.
naturally falls into the hues that these people adapt normally.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but he's a genie. He could be from anywhere.
No, genies only exist in one culture.
And that's Arabic culture.
That's true.
They're not American genies.
Yeah,
But
there's no
American-
such
but-
thing.
So he has
There
to
is
be
two.
Arab.
Her name is Genie.
Okay, but
She's
I'm
not.
kidding. I'm kidding. And actually,
I'll give
she
you
was
I'll give
Arabic,
you that.
But she was Arabic.
And she was from
But
Arabia,
genies
like-
aren't really Arabs; they're more like demons.
yeah,
Mhm.
So a demon isn't an Arab.
but they come from that
they come from that
kind
cult-
of
that
lore.
culture. Yeah.
Mhm.
but lore from all those directions, because Anglo-Saxon lore that have those same sort of things, the quid pro quo, the wishes with costs come from like Leprechaun. If you're talking Irish culture, and we have our own Leprechaun everything culture, we adapted it into only like a horror film series.
The wish
but like
culture is real because.
But yeah, I mean, you get a wish granted, but it comes at a cost.
Yeah,
because there's
it's like witchcraft. If you
for personal gain, something comes into balance. It's all about balance.
I
may gain a wish, but you might lose a finger.
Okay.
Exactly.
I will talk about Wiccan culture for a little bit because I was involved in Wiccan culture for a little bit, and it is true on a certain level that what you put out into Mother Earth, you have to return, and that is basically what Wiccan culture is. So the idea of if you put good out there, good comes back, but if you put bad out there, bad comes back, and bad comes back horribly.
Yes. And so does the good.
So does the good. But it's all about give and take using nature and all this other stuff.
Are you doing this on an individual basis for personal gain, or are you doing this for a populace? Are you doing this for the good of the all, which comes back in good? Or are you doing this just
but there's a blurry line because
that all comes back to a truism in this world, which is karma.
But then that's religious.
And
based.
Karma is more Indian-based, I think. Karma is an Indian-based. It's part of Indian culture. So,
and I don't say they're off-base, but the universe does. The universe, as science will, if you go back to it on a scientific basis, and you're really looking for a scientific basis for a root for that concept, it is every action has an equal and opposite reaction.
Exactly. Okay, that's bullshit.
No, that's science.
You can't take a Newtonian law like that and apply it to some metaphysical thing.
Why not?
Because you can't. That's the same people that say, "Oh, life exists after death because you have conservation of energy. So therefore, when a person dies, their consciousness doesn't go away because energy never goes away.
It gets transferred into a newborn baby that's born at the same time.
You're
taking
something on a physical domain and applying it to some metaphysical domain that it doesn't work like that.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Why? I mean, I can't be sure of that.
You have no scientific proof that on a metaphysical realm, there's an equal and opposite action for reaction because of Newtonian
You're
physics.
Absolutely right. But why then is the second we start pursuing somebody, like they say, the best way to find somebody is to stop looking, right?
Or shit.
So if you're pushing at meeting somebody and pushing to meet somebody, why is it not totally logical to see nature working against you there because you're putting out that force looking for it and it's working against you at the same rate?
Okay, as
equal
a
and
human
opposite.
being who just said earlier, this motherfucker right here, human being, pointing to myself, who said earlier, I never look for it. I feel like people think that,
But you don't put yourself in the pool.
I do. I did years ago, but I stopped. Because that misnomer, and that's what it is, of if you don't look for somebody, they'll find you, is bullshit.
That sounds jaded.
I understand
what
you're saying.
No, it's jaded because of experience.
No, I know. Sometimes when you want something so bad, you actually will
and manifest destiny, and
you will jeopardize you're actually doing.
Right.
But here's the thing, guys.
And there's also a truth to the law of attraction, where if you think good thoughts and all that stuff, you'll attract good things to you. But But
isn't that Newton's equal opposite reaction?
No, it has nothing to do
with
it.
You know what? You just acted like I didn't say a fucking thing.
I didn't.
I have experience. I know what I'm talking about. I get out to the club, girl, and I'm like, hey, how you doing? I know I look good. And then I get out to the club, and I'm not looking. And then nothing happens.
Have you made yourself available, though? Or have you made it clear that
kidding?
Put a shield up?
Social I am.
There's so many different variables.
I don't.
Involved.
I've never seen you in a social setting.
Well, Joel can tell you I'm very social. And
I love how everybody.
Is it so
much audience,
so that...
Hey, audience! Everybody literally looked at me at that moment, and I went.
He asked us to look at you at that moment.
Yes.
I've known you since 1994. You know I'm socially available.
socially, but that's different than romantically available.
Exactly, and that's my problem.
Mm-hmm. So you've made yourself socially available, but not romantically available. So then what I say stands. Everyone wants to be your friend. Everyone wants to be close to you. Everyone wants to spend time with you, but nobody wants to get romantically involved because you don't press that envelope.
Actually, the funny thing is, I diagnosed myself earlier in the kitchen with you.
Oh, yeah?
When I said, maybe it's because I want to be everybody's friend. So.
Oh.
I'm not saying that to hate on you. I'm just saying, there could be something there. There's next level to being social.
Yeah.
And if you friend zone everybody, and you make it seem like relationship is so passé to you,
not relationship,
and that nobody should even try.
First of all,
so then they won't.
Not necessarily relationship. Sometimes I just want a trick.
And we're okay with that.
The thing is,
but if you say that all of that is so passé to you, and you make people feel like there's not even a chance, or like, oh, I'm so beyond that, or I'm so like past that, or I'm so this or that about it, they won't even try.
I can accept that.
I'm gonna jump in here because, guys,
we're way off course.
No, this is actually.
But I like it.
A good discussion.
It's a very good discussion, I would.
Thank you, Pinky. I appreciate.
I'm just, and it's from a place of love.
Mm-hmm. I know, baby.
Okay, I am not hating on you. I'm not judging you at all. Because
So
nobody's more closed off than I am.
I'm going to throw this in here real quick because I feel like I need to throw this in here to let everybody know how I feel about everything that I've heard. And everything that I've heard comes from a level of metaphysical and science. I think when it comes to science, I think that science has taught me that the things that we thought were impossible are actually possible. And science always figures a way. And it always looks, it investigates, it finds out, it throws theories out there, it tests theories, that's what it does. And the beautiful thing about how we live life, how life is, where we're told that life is infinite possibilities. Once you're born, you walk out into the world, you're done with your parents, you have an infinite number of things that you could possibly do with your life. And when we get to a certain point, then we're like, oh my God, I could have done this, I could have done this, I could have done this, I could have done this. Why didn't I do all those things? We always find a way to find a path that is easiest for us to do. And that path is the path that we choose to follow. And there's nothing wrong with that in any way, shape, or form. This whole... This is where I think that religion gets it wrong. I think that, as in, there's so many possibilities in life. When I think about death, and by the way, I think about my mortality a lot.
Me too.
I am of a certain age where every time I turn around, someone died at 50, someone died at 55, someone died at this age or at that age. When you think about, when I wake up every morning and realize that half of the people that I knew before are not here.
Oh God.
That's something.
Different.
No, let me have this, please.
I will.
When I think about the fact that half of the people that are not here, and I'm still here, after all the incredible shit I have done to myself, my body, my mind, all this other stuff, and they're not here. These are people. Some of these people worked out, took care of themselves, blah 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 blah, dropped dead of a heart attack. Some of these people live like super party hard lifestyles, have 5 kids, live in a house in the suburbs, do that kind of thing. It's just what it is.
Part of my formula.
And it's just what it is. You just live life the way it is. Life has infinite possibilities. I think about death in the same way. We don't know what happens when we die because there's no scientific way to figure out what happens once we're... As far as science is concerned, death is the end. However, science has also showed us that matter doesn't necessarily die. It just...
Energy doesn't.
Energy doesn't die.
Right.
It just moves on to a different source.
And it's super interesting because of the amount of energy that they say a person is good for, or a person contains in every single synapse that we have in our body, or our brain and nervous system and all of that stuff. I mean, where does all that energy go? Who knows? I mean, I have no fucking idea. But, I mean, part of my formula for living and staying young feeling, at the very least, is one, avoiding the end.
You're 33. At what
Girl,
point is young
don't
feeling?
get me started.
No.
Don't get me started. This bitch just a young feeling in my face.
I have a very interesting negative connotation
Then again, she's
to.
gay. We're gay, so she's 50.
Mhm.
33 is 50.
Well, right. I'm at that midlife, but like I've also seen people, and the thing that strikes me the most when I think about mortality is somebody saying, "God, I haven't seen you in a lifetime," or
Who are these people saying that?
you've never heard, "I haven't seen you in like a lifetime."
No.
It's like I feel like it's been a lifetime
No.
ago. No,
I got what you mean though.
a lifetime ago.
I know what you mean.
But like most
I'm
of
just
that
like, who's
means
using that
some
expression?
of that is actually somebody's lifetime. Like I had a brother who died before he was 21 years old. I had a cousin before he turned 30. Before he even turned 28.
Yeah.
Die. I've had several of those things, and I think that that's partially a reason that I have an issue with my own mortality. I have had this predestined, going to be gone before I'm 35 notion about my life. And so I set the thing for I'm going to live until I'm 35, and that's just going to be it. I'm going to make peace with that.
So you have 2 years.
Less than that. But
Don't do that to yourself.
but I did it years ago in my 20s.
Well, you need to stop.
You need to go see a therapist, honey.
I've been seeing therapists for years.
Go get a new one.
But no, mint soap and not giving a
Legacy
fuck
has
what
really
anyone
good
else has
therapists.
to say.
Oh, I've been to several therapists.
Legacy has very good therapists.
Mint soap and not giving a fuck about what anyone else thinks about what you're doing with your life are the two ways to get around that.
Thank
Well,
you.
there you go.
There you go. Thank
Whatever
you.
helps you.
And I think
helps you.
But everyone's
From
different.
the man who's wearing 6-inch high heels. So
and
yes.
what I'll say about what
Mhm.
Joel said is yes, from that moment you bridge the gap between living under somebody else's roof, your parents' house, and being free and being your own person, yes, in that very moment, there's an infinite number of possibilities. And I think that is in a constant state of flux and division by every decision you make post that fact.
Mhm.
Post facto to being independent on your own, yes, those are infinite in that one instance, and then they change and divide and get smaller and smaller and smaller by every decision you make and everything you do, and it gets more finite. Or in our mind, it gets more finite. It's not any less diversified. You have just as many infinite. They're just the scope changes to a different infinity.
Mhm.
I think.
Well, I think what I would like to throw in here is the fact that even though, and I know what I said when I said there's an infinite number of possibilities, as far as human beings are concerned, they literally just go down the road that's the easiest. And the road that's the easiest is, hey, my parents did it. It was good enough for them. I'm going to do the same thing.
That is
When you diverge,
science.
from that, and by the way, every person in this room has diverged from what our parents wanted for us.
Absolutely.
They've diverged. We have diverged from what our parents wanted for us. Our parents wanted us to get married, have kids, have grandkids, do that thing. That is what every person in this room's parents thought.
Well, then I see.
And then when they saw their kids and realized that, oh no, they're not going down that normal path, the regular path,
the path of least resistance.
the path of least resistance,
Which is a scientific
now their
notion.
path is open to an infinite number of possibilities that are not prepared for.
It scares everyone.
I
and
thought
it's
we were talking
scary
about,
to
I
everyone.
thought the topic was assholes.
Oh, it's
Can this
Wow.
asshole take a break?
Are we ready for a break?
no, we're not ready for a break.
Oh, okay.
What is going on with you bitches? One break. We're really getting down to the nitty gritty because this is an episode of assholes, but this is how assholes learn how
We
to.
meant that we were all going to be huge assholes on air. I don't know if you pervs out there, our listeners, thought something differently,
Mhm.
but we're just going to be huge assholes
Oh, yeah.
to each other
Mhm. But
in
I
the
think
same
we have,
room.
But I think we have time to talk about one little thing, an asshole moment that I saw, and that was Madonna in Eurovision. And that, did you see the video?
I did not.
For that? It was horrific.
No, I didn't see it.
She was terrible.
It was atrocious.
I'm like, what is she doing?
But part of the reason why it was atrocious is it was so auto-tuned. She wasn't even singing.
Yeah,
It was,
exactly.
She could have been anybody.
Mm-hmm. It's literally, it's like she just gave up.
And it's not just a normal auto. It's almost like random
Mhm.
auto-tuning.
And as someone who has been she has been a producer, a songwriter, a singer, all this other stuff.
Has she been anybody else's producer?
She's learned how to play several different instruments. She's learned how to do all this stuff. And
she can play guitar.
You go on Eurovision, and this is what you put out? And you expect to get fans instantly like you used to do in the old days? That's not how it works anymore.
Did you see the whole... Because I didn't see the whole performance. I just heard about it and I saw it.
I heard about it, then I went on YouTube and I watched it, and I went, oh, you used to be my hero,
Did you see when she was doing some of her older... Didn't she do like some of her older
She did a lot of her old stuff.
How was that? I didn't see that.
It was an embarrassment to her.
What was embarrassing about it?
It was back down. It was the person she was singing with didn't know some of the words or some of the references she was singing.
What?
It was dancers who were not in sync. It was all kinds.
That's
of
interesting because
I think the tour before last was her best.
I know that she, as a performer, she really rehearses.
It was horrific.
Incredibly.
She put up the I don't.
Or she makes her dancers do it.
Yeah.
By the way, I don't really care about this, so I'm sorry if anybody feels anything about this.
Well,
I don't really care
I haven't felt anything about Madonna
her putting up Palestinian and Israeli flags. I don't care about that.
Oh,
that.
Oh, no.
That's between y'all. Y'all work that shit out. But the thing is that her performance.
Let her put up those
What do you
flags
feel about it?
and go hang out with
she needs to sit down. I've said this a million times. It's time for Madonna to sit the fuck down.
Let her go and spend a little time in a Palestinian cafe.
She's not going to do nostalgia tours where she plays her old music and she's out there having fun like Cher, then she needs to sit the fuck down.
Or she should go experimental, or experimental or something,
and say that, and not tour.
Play like little clubs, and just do her thing. I mean that's what you could be doing, but you're still trying to be this pop deep.
You're ruining. She's ruining her legacy.
You're ruining your legacy.
She's just diluting it.
I feel like your guys' viewpoint has changed on this.
Well, not since we started. Never changed.
Well, no, since we started the podcast.
I think since the beginning, I can tell you from the beginning.
Why do you say that?
Because I think people were very up in arms about my opinion about Madonna, and could not stand that I had the stance that I did on Madonna.
Oh, no,
and I think it's changed the more that she has put herself out there.
Well,
people have less been about defending her and her soldier status in pop culture.
Oh, probably.
I've been told I'm making fun of her. I think the kids are making fun of her.
And she doesn't realize that.
No, she doesn't because she's deluded.
She's
very doing
deluded.
Lady Gaga a favor. Like she should have passed the hat on to Lady Gaga when it all came about that Lady Gaga's
when they were having their feud
derivative of Madonna. It's like yes, it's derivative because she redefined it, and you stopped doing that.
Yes, right.
It is only derivative in that fact.
Right.
Yes.
You quit redefining. You quit redefining it. You quit pushing the envelope.
Yes,
because you didn't know what the envelope looked like anymore to push it.
And
she picked it up.
Yeah.
And she started pushing the envelope and the facts that matter to the audiences who are paying and getting their parents to buy 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 tickets, and not just the parents going to the show like it is with Madonna. You know, the divorcees and the has-beens and the burnouts going to these Madonna shows just stuck to her based on reputation. Like and that's what they're doing. The people going to these shows are sad people stuck to Madonna.
Sad people.
No, they are because they think that she's still doing it, and they're stuck to this has-been.
We can't generalize like that.
No, that's not
you can if you've been to one of her concerts in the last. I've seen the crowd.
I've never been to one.
That's not cool.
I've been to several of them.
But sweetheart, try not to do that. Try not to call people sad. It's not.
But those are the people who are encouraging her to keep on. She thinks, oh, I'm at a sold-out show. I can just do whatever the fuck I want to. Because people are still coming to my fucking shows. It's like, no. They're not still coming to your shows because they want you to keep doing that. They want you to keep on doing what you used to do. In the same way that they love Cher.
As I said before, Cher knows what she's doing.
I hate to say this, but I agree with him. And they really want old Madonna. They don't want new Madonna.
And that's why they come dressed in
that's why they come.
We all agree.
The way that that's why they come to her shows.
They dress up in the cone tits still, and the fishnet gloves.
Yeah, exactly. Why is that? Why are they sad for that? I don't understand.
No, they're sad because they go to the show and she's not doing that.
Oh, I see what you mean.
At first, I thought you were saying they were sad because they were fans.
No, they're sad because they're disappointed in her pushing
her
new drug on them, and they don't want it. They want the old shit.
They were pathetic.
Yeah, me too.
No, that's you guys throwing shade on those people.
No, that's
you guys are assholes.
You didn't express yourself very
we needed an asshole for that bit. I mean, it had to be you guys.
Our side of the chair asshole.
Oh wow!
I bet they're pretty though. Yours is probably real furry.
What?
What?
I'm just saying, most people, you can tell if somebody has a pretty asshole or not.
How? Oh, we're going to talk about this in the
They take care of the rest of themselves.
Oh, we still have a few more minutes left, but we're going to talk. I want to explore that in the second half of the show.
I have the prettiest butthole I have ever seen.
Something tells me I don't want to.
My pink.
I'm not talking about my anus.
I think we're going.
We don't want to hear about your anus.
There might be a
your asshole, maybe.
Definitely questioning his anus.
No, the anus is totally different than the asshole.
Joel is trying to lead us out to a break.
Am I? Because
he's leading us out to pasture. Except he said we had a couple more minutes to talk about.
No.
What are we doing now?
What are we talking about now?
No,
the prettiest asshole in the room.
Why are we changing the subject?
How much time do we have?
We have plenty.
I have the prettiest asshole in the room.
The subject?
We always talk about
what subject would you like to talk about?
Let's continue on with Pinky's subject.
Yeah. So I have the prettiest asshole in the room.
Because I thought you were saying that we should change the subject.
I have the
running the show.
Prettiest asshole in the room.
Well,
everyone's heard you, Pinky.
I just want to keep putting it out there.
I wouldn't expect anything else to come from your mouth.
Other than I have the prettiest asshole?
That's exactly what you would say.
Why do you think you have a pretty asshole?
Because I've seen it.
How do you...
And I've shown it to plenty of other people who say that it's pretty.
Put a mirror underneath yourself and squat.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
They say that's healthy to do.
Well,
I mean, mentally.
I mean, I haven't seen the inside of it.
So you explore your anus. Your asshole.
It's like knowing your vagina. Knowing your asshole.
Well, an asshole is in a lot of ways to a lot of people like a vagina.
It is a lot like my vagina.
Only cleaner.
That's mine is way cleaner than any vagina I could ever think of.
You think that's rude to say?
No, I said that's what they say.
Yeah,
that is what they say.
Assholes are cleaner than vaginas.
Oh, I thought you were talking about people talking about mine.
I don't know about your asshole.
No, they say it's like a vagina but cleaner.
I feel like that your asshole has become the center of talk in the last 5 minutes.
It's like a lot of.
Have you ever bleached it? Have you ever bleached it?
I've never needed to.
I
have seen black. I have seen bleached assholes that are not as pretty as mine.
Listen, you're the one who said we weren't going on.
It's like that movie.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like that movie, Pretty in Pink.
Well,
if I had to name my asshole for a movie title, that's what it would be. That or Men in Black. No.
Would you say?
And you look at me.
Would you
racist?
No, after I heard you stop laughing.
You racist white bitch.
No, wait.
She said Men in Black, and then she looked right at me, and I'm like,
Men in Black.
Oh no, you didn't. No, you didn't.
Now, see,
this is why this is the asshole part of the show, because everybody is just
I am a huge asshole.
What made me laugh is when he said Pretty in Pink, I thought of Molly Ringwald, and I thought, would you say
that yours,
your
Molly
lips
Ringwald?
are as big as Molly Ringwald?
I would say
I
that
would like to think
be
so.
as puffy if you eat it right.
I would like to think so.
I've had folks.
Are we still talking about your ass?
Yeah.
No, just my asshole.
Talking about your ass.
My asshole.
Exactly. Because why are we still talking about your ass?
We could really talk about it for hours.
I'm so sorry.
Okay.
I apologize. Goddamn.
With the F.
That's fine.
And
no,
this guy.
GD is fine.
GD is fine.
And
GD is fine.
Okay.
Good dick is okay. Better dick is better.
All right. Well, here's the thing. We have now reached that point where...
And now we're at that point.
I'm going to end the asshole discussion of this part of the show.
Because... is the theme of the show.
Yes.
With
and yes,
Pretty
that was
Pink.
the theme of Act 1 of this. So we're going to have some fun in Act 2 of this show, but we're going to take a little bit of a break because, well, we need to take a little bit of a break. And we need
Everyone else here needs
we need to get away from Charles's ass.
They're all going to bend over backwards,
over the place.
looking at their buttholes.
Ain't nobody bending over backwards for that. We done.
Are they not?
And now we're done. We're taking a break. We'll be back in just a few minutes. It's going to go all anal. Everybody have a good time. Bye. And we're back. We're back from our break, and we're about to start the second half of the show. And the first half of the show was very interesting because we got to talk about assholes in the metaphorical sense. And we had a great time talking about it, and I think some of us showed a little bit more than we should. But that's okay, because...
What are you talking about?
Guess what? You got to learn what an asshole is.
I think we all know what an asshole is.
So now we're going to go into the second half of our show, which is Bottoms Up, or how to be the best bottom you can be. And we're going to talk about the term professional bottom. And let me define to you what a professional bottom is. A professional... Yes, because I think it's sad that I have to do this. But I have to do this for our audience. A professional bottom, which is a term that we came up with on the show.
Oh.
A professional bottom is someone...
Wait, we?
I wouldn't say that.
Okay. Let me just get there. A professional bottom is someone who is good at being a bottom to the point where they are sexually fulfilled as being a bottom, where they know all the things that they need to do as being a bottom, meaning keeping themselves clean, all that kind of stuff, and are about pleasure when it comes to being a bottom. So I have a few questions that I want to ask the panel.
I'm a professional.
And to see if they have any bottom knowledge, so to speak. So we're going to get into anal sex. And I have a few trivia questions that I would like to ask to see if you guys would get that. You guys can figure out whether or not you're a professional bottom or not.
Well, wait, is this like first person?
And by the way, it's only fun.
Because I have a feeling Pinky's going to blurt out all the answers.
I'm not.
Are you going to point?
I will go around the room, and I will
go around the room.
I'm going to ask the question. It's by the way, it is a multiple choice. These are all multiple choice.
Oh, okay, guys.
So you don't have to. It's not essay questions. We're not going. This is not a college course on how to be an anal bottom.
Professional bottom.
This is.
But that's
about
good, Chris. You have a 25% chance of getting it right.
Of bottoming as gay men. So let's get on to it. So question 1.
I guess 50% chance because one of those is usually a throwaway.
You ready?
When it comes to multiple choice.
Mm-hmm. Question 1. What is the best way to make sure you're clean beforehand? A. Enema. B. Soap finger and baby wipes. C. Ear syringe. Or D. Both B and C. Let's start with Randy.
Okay, we're going to start with a man who hasn't bottomed in 25 years.
Okay, well, you should be able to go back 25 years and be able to remember what you needed to do to prepare.
Doc.
When you know you're having a date coming over and you know you're going to bottom, what are the best ways to prepare?
All right. So the best way to prepare is to take a good shower. And, girl, I can't believe we're having this discussion.
No, this is good. This is important information.
So is it
Take a good shower and take a finger explorer and there you go.
Okay, so are we talking about A, an enema, B, soap finger, baby wipes, C, ear syringe, or both B and C?
Okay, there are no baby wipes in my house. So I'm going to say soap finger.
So B.
Yes.
Okay.
B.
Chris.
Can we go through the ones again? I'm confused.
Hey,
enema. I got that one.
Could you reread the answers, please?
A, enema. B, soap finger / baby wipes. C, ear syringe. Or D, both B and C.
Is this a trick question?
No, it's just
it's a question for a trick. It's not a trick question.
It's multiple choice. It's not that hard.
It is a trick question.
I literally gave you 4 answers. Pick which.
I mean, I would say enema, but I know there's some. I mean, that's
so you
that guarantees you're clean, but that's also not good to do all the time.
So A, enema for you. You picked B, Chris.
That's Charles.
AKA
Charles. I'm sorry, Miss Pinky. Miss Pinky.
Miss Pinky. So I'm kind of with Chris on this, that the most insurable way is the enema, but the healthiest is probably D, B, and C.
Yeah, it's a trick question.
I mean, but the question is how to ensure most.
What is the best way to make sure you clean?
To make sure that you're clean is A, and enema. But the healthiest way to be mindful about both is. But the best way to ensure, to make sure,
that's true,
is enema.
So
is A.
Actually,
no, I agree with an enema being the best way to ensure.
Ensure you're
However, the medical way is my way.
Wait, what was your way? The finger up the ass?
The finger,
Well, you could use.
So what do you do? I'm confused.
Take a goddamn shower.
Well, you use the ear syringe to test whether there's any fecal in there or not, and an ear syringe works the same way as a douche device does. Right, but it doesn't take as large a sample.
I think it's the syringe, probably.
Ear syringe.
But B and C would be the healthiest way to go about.
Actual medical question.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, I actually looked this up, and these are actual. Yeah. So actually, the answer is D, both B and C. An enema is, in this day and age, an enema is not the right thing to do.
Why?
An enema is because enemas
it steals your
take away.
It
steals electrolytes and healthy bacteria that's supposed to be in your anus.
And people go too hard with it.
Because guess
they
what?
don't now. By the way,
ain't cute.
No.
But by the way, they did say that if it's like an emergency, and
if you know really, how to douche,
and you know how, you can do A, but it's not recommended.
What if you douche with Pedialyte?
Well, there's just too much.
Can we talk about the procedure B and C, because I'm not sure I understand why.
Okay, so
the procedure.
B and C.
The average
Chris length. I'm sorry. Miss Pinky actually explained it better. The idea of an ear syringe is it's small. All you're doing is pushing up a little water up in there just to clean out the residue.
It's like a micro enema.
Yeah, it's like a micro enema, which is okay.
And you have to think the average penis is only so long in length, and you really have to consider the depth. Like in most anal douches, let you insert and push way more water inside of you. Than need be.
And it's going way too far up.
Haven't we all done it?
Well, and most people don't understand.
I've never done it.
I haven't done
it. You haven't?
I've never done it.
I have one connected to my shower head.
About 7 inches, 8 inches long. Actually, the wand is 8 inches long.
Mine's about 9.5.
Yeah. Well, that's a custom wand. I bought my wand, girl, in Greenville, Mississippi.
Right.
Girl.
But you have to think about how much water that thing is pushing up inside of you.
But you have to think about, I'm in Greenville, fucking Mississippi, buying an enema wand.
Well,
that was
right.
not cute. But anyway, it was only 6 inches, but I'm telling you.
And that's probably more than enough.
So what's the finger up the butt?
Okay, so
it's just to make sure depth-wise you're clear.
You just stick it up there and see if it's
and that's why you use a baby wipe on your finger so you don't have shit on your finger.
Your ass. Listen.
You jam a baby wipe up your ass.
No, you put it on your finger,
and
then you poke your finger with the baby wipe on it. It's just so that you don't get poop on your finger in case you're not clean.
Yeah,
but I'm in the shower. If I'm in the shower and I'm cleaning myself and I'm doing my thing,
I check in my cuticles,
and then you
just stick your finger up there.
Right. But it's like at the club, because it's your longest. Because it's the longest one. It's the closest to the mean length of a penis.
And I don't want. Listen, I'm not looking for an index.
But people don't understand that they put more. There's a good 30 minutes that you should really give after doing something like that. If you do use an enema,
yes,
for your body to absorb the extra water and you not come into an accident. Because your body will absorb the rest of the water that you've left in your anus. There's a good 30 minutes that you should spend after the enema. After the enema, your body needs to absorb that extra water.
Unfortunately, in enemas, there's a lot of chemicals that actually dry out.
Silicone, right.
The silicone actually dries out the inside, which is not what it's meant for.
Does using an enema make you more susceptible to catching like contracting?
Yeah,
on a regular basis, it
does.
downplays your immune system on a whole. Yes, because you come into all kinds of things like the sweat bacteria that you come in contact with, we were just talking about people sweating and all of those things from a health standpoint. Yes, doing that on a regular basis.
Now we're ready for the question 2. And question 2 is a little fun question. Question 2: how do you relax a bottom?
Oh,
if you're a top, how do you relax a bottom? Is it A, lots of alcohol, B, just force it in, or C, foreplay / communication?
May I answer that question?
Mm-hmm.
Dick slap that bitch and shove it in her
B
mouth.
all the way.
Shove it in his mouth, and then he's gonna want that dick. I don't know how much he's got to drink.
Okay.
So there you go.
So that's not an answer. Is it A, B, or C?
My answer is slap that bitch in the face with your big cock.
But does that stick it in or
So is that just force it in, B?
so you're kind of like rape them?
No, I'm kidding. Of course I'm kidding.
Lord have
No,
mercy.
I wouldn't rape anybody. No, we need to have. Listen, we need to have a candlelight shower.
That's
We need
that's some tequila.
Get to know each other a little better. Have some converser with some.
Or Courvoisier. The drink is Courvoisier. We got the ladies' man in the
Does
house,
that
y'all.
include caviar?
And no, hell no, I don't eat no fish, especially fish eggs. But we can have some converser, and we just converser.
Mm-hmm.
And
The ladies' man is not a sponsor.
So are you?
somebody's gonna get fucked up in here.
So are you picking A, B, or C?
I feel
Shit,
like
I don't remember the category.
Lord have mercy.
A, lots of alcohol. B, just force it in. Or C, foreplay communication.
I'm gonna say foreplay communication with A.
I feel like that was more.
No,
I feel like that was more alcohol.
A is
and
lots of
force it in.
alcohol.
That's the one I want.
Okay,
Lots
that's-
of communication with
Lot-
lots of alcohol.
Okay,
A it is.
We're gonna light some candles.
So Chris, what do you think it is? A, B, or C?
I think you're supposed to eat them out. Their
Mm.
anus, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
And loosen that up.
So
Apply it with your tongue.
So is it? So what you're saying is it?
I guess foreplay.
Mm-hmm. C. Okay. And
I'm definitely on foreplay. Like my answer is C all the way because whether you eat my ass
Mhm.
or you're like munching on the
Mhm.
nether regions of my neck
It
and like my
loosens
ear,
your-
Mhm.
it gets the kitty salivating for
Mhm.
sure.
It is definitely C.
Well,
It is
I'd
definitely
say
C.
I want C,
Alcohol is
but
nice.
alcohol is nice.
Alcohol is nice, but here's the problem with alcohol. Alcohol only lasts for a little bit, and it really doesn't relax you. It actually tenses you up a lot more.
Especially if you're
Alcohol
with a
actually
stranger.
does
It
tenses,
doesn't tense me up.
it tenses you up a lot.
If you're with a
more,
stranger, though,
especially
you
if
would
with
get
your
your-
stranger, because you don't know what's going on.
Think of your heightened kind of
You know
like
what?
awareness and
The
scare
strangers
factor.
thing stops when we get in the shower
Mhm.
and we just shower on each other.
I'm just saying the recording
Hey,
studio
girl.
was different.
And he scrubs my back and I scrub
My
his
neck.
dick.
That's
My
Make
back.
sure it's cool.
So you should
And I
have picked.
scrub that
That's
asshole,
foreplay.
And I stick that
The
finger
shower
up
is
it.
foreplay.
Yeah.
You know, I'm
You
gonna
should have
stick that
picked
finger up
foreplay.
that
The
ass.
shower is foreplay.
That's
The course
foreplay.
That's foreplay.
But
It's all
wait,
foreplay.
but foreplay
No,
can
foreplay
be anything,
with
though.
drinks.
Exactly.
Exactly. As long
Don't you
as
need
you
to
get.
loosen up the...
Yes, exactly.
And yes,
So
I
foreplay
stick my-
communication
I
is
think
the
you
most.
need to-
GHB.
You need a
But listen,
probe. You need to
listen.
probe it.
Yeah,
We
exactly.
need the converser, and then we get in
GHBs.
the shirt.
This is the fourth time you've said that.
This is the
But we
fourth
need
time.
it. We need it.
Courvoisier is not a sponsor.
Okay. So question 3. Question 3.
They might be.
And
I'm not drinking none of
this
that.
question actually is a little bit different because this is a question for 2 parts. With a condom and without a condom.
Mm.
What type of lube is best for anal?
Ooh.
Is it A, silicone based, B, water-based, C, baby oil Vaseline, or both, or D, both A and C, with a condom?
Okay.
Randy.
With a condom. We're going to go, listen, I don't have any experience because I ain't had sex in a million years, but I will say
Wait, I've
this.
heard stories of you. Anyway.
Okay.
Wait for
That was
your
11
time.
years ago.
Okay.
Wait for
hold
your
on,
time to answer.
Hold on. I will tell you this.
I'm in
With
game mode
a
now. I'm ready to
condom?
move.
We're going to go silicone.
With a condom. Same question, Chris.
Oh yeah, I agree. Silicone.
It's 100% water-based lubricant with a condom.
Mm-hmm.
The silica and the silicone lube breaks down.
That's it.
Yeah, it actually will cause the condom to break. That's why Vaseline, baby oil, or any other silicone-based lubricant is not what they recommend for use with a silicone condom.
Okay. So, silicone base is
I
correct.
thought that was petroleum based.
With
Breaks
a-
down
Silicone base is correct.
With a condom.
With
With
a
a
condom.
condom.
Are we sure?
Water
Yes.
that will dry out a condom because condoms already have a natural lubricant on top of them. So water will,
I think you're thinking
a
petroleum. I
water-based
think you're
lube
thinking
will dry them
petroleum-based.
out. So if you're going to use a condom, you use a silicone-based lube. Now, the
Yeah, very
question,
conflicted with that.
without
We should
a
look
There's a glide. There's a listen.
part
With
two,
silicone, there's a
Mhm.
wetness and a glide issue that works. Trust me.
All I
So,
use is
It's
silicone.
been that
I
long,
understand.
but
Mhm.
it's been that long. But
Mhm.
girl, I remember.
so part two of the question, without a condom. Silicone-based, water-based, baby oil Vaseline, or both A and C? Randy.
I'm gonna say water based
I'm gonna say D.
without a condom.
I'm gonna say D.
Okay.
I'm on silicone for without a condom.
Okay.
Water-based gets sticky.
Actually, it is D. Silicone and water-based lubes without a condom are actually acceptable. Water-based condoms, once again, will allow the anus to be lubricated enough that you could use enough of it to have anal sex.
Wait, what?
Silicone is a little, but here's the thing.
Wait, what do you say?
Water-based is a little less messy than silicone-based.
What are you saying? D is the right answer.
D is the right
So
answer.
silicone
Both A-
and petroleum
yes,
are the right.
you can use both.
So water is okay too, though.
Water-based is okay for
It's not harmful.
for non-condom sex.
So they're all okay.
No, baby oil and Vaseline are never okay for anal sex. They are never okay.
They hold way too many germs. Petroleum jelly
Petroleum jelly and
is
listen,
terrible.
Mhm.
There's no way to wash it off. It's-
Anybody
Even-
out there
Oh, really?
listening? Anybody out there listening to me? Vaseline,
Mhm,
that's petroleum jelly, Vaseline,
Mhm.
all that knockoff shit.
mhm.
Girl, women shouldn't even be using it. Nobody should use it.
Wait, what's wrong with it if you don't have a condom?
Here, here's the
hold
thing.
The petroleum part of the chemical
Mhm.
holds the germs and keeps them in your body.
Oh wow.
So your body has to eventually excrete that
Mhm.
particular stuff. But guess what? You can't. It's
Mhm.
all up in your walls. It stays in your walls.
Yes, stays. And by the way, if you ask any of our older generation, if you ask any of the older generation when it came to
Oil.
anal sex, these were the only options they had. They had
Right, that's
Vaseline.
true.
Because personal lubricant
Crisco
didn't
was a
exist.
big thing.
Crisco
Right.
was
Crisco.
a huge.
With the fisting
Crisco
crowd.
was a huge thing in the 70s. Rubbing a little Crisco oil on your dick before you stuck it in there because that was the best way to get it.
I knew, Joe. I
Mhm.
knew a guy
Mm-hmm.
who used to douche with Crisco
Mm-hmm.
before he went out to trick with guys.
Mm-hmm.
So he would be lubed
Beforehand.
he got to the party.
Because Crisco would stick.
What I'm thinking of
Yes.
is oil-based
Mhm.
lubricants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So baby oil
Mm-hmm.
and petroleum jelly, those break down the condoms.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of oil-based,
And they
not
break down-
silicone-based.
And they break down your asshole too, but they never leave.
How about those Crisco Twister parties though? Yeah.
Mhm. All right. Ready for the next question?
Only a few of
gentlemen?
those.
Next question. Define the term cum dump? Is it A, a guy who takes cum up the ass from multiple anonymous sources? B, a guy who gets loads of cum in the mouth or orally? Or C, when you have sex behind a trash bin?
May I answer that question?
Yes.
John
A. Peters.
John fucking
I already
Franklin.
knew it was going to go here.
You know who you are, John Franklin.
Oh my god.
You are a fucking cum dump, John Franklin.
Why was he a cum dump, though? Was it A, B, or C?
Mhm.
It was A.
Perfect. Chris,
I don't
your
know if we
answer.
want to be outing people on the air, do we?
Oh, we want to out John Franklin.
Okay, that's all on you.
Okay, Chris, your answer.
What were my options again?
Is it A, a guy who takes cum up the ass from multiple anonymous sources? B, a guy who gets loads in the mouth? Or C,
I
when you
think
have
it's B.
sex behind a trash dump?
I don't know. It's either
A
A or
trash
B.
bin.
I don't know. I'm going with B.
Okay.
But it's an anal segment, so A.
Okay.
It's most certainly A.
All right.
A cum guzzler is one who takes them orally.
Oh, my bad.
Mhm.
I just,
And by
Everybody
the way,
is
John
correct.
Franklin does not exist. I was joking.
Oh, we know who you are, John Franklin.
Mhm.
Fuck you.
Oh, John Franklin.
We call you the librarian.
Because if we get a lot of emails from a bunch of John Franklins going,
I know,
I
right?
had sex
Their
with
wives are
Randy,
freaking
and
out right
Randy
now.
is a liar. Then I'm
I
like,
don't know who that
Randy
bitch
is a
is.
liar.
Randy is a
There
liar.
is no John Franklin.
You don't know
I'm
me.
kidding. John, you know who you are.
I swear to
You know
God.
this, yo, baby.
I swear to God, Randy, if I look at the email and I see 19 emails from guys named John Franklin who swear they had sex with you, I'm calling you on the phone.
They should be so lucky.
Let's reiterate again. There is no John Franklin.
Yeah, there is no John Franklin. Seriously.
So,
There are
final
150,000
question.
John Franklins in the
Final
area.
question in the anal sex realm. Is dick size important?
Girth.
Is it A, yes, B, no, C, who cares, or D, let's talk about it when it happens, or E, all of the above?
What? All of the
I'm
above.
so confused.
Is dick size important when you're a bottom?
When you're a bottom?
Yes, you're a bottom. We're talking about bottoms.
I beg your pardon.
Is dick size important?
Dick size is only important if they don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Thank you.
Because, and listen, I will not qualify whether I'm a bottom or not, but I will tell you this. As a man who has had sex with men, size really doesn't matter if you know what the fuck you're doing.
If you're into
If
it.
that man knows what the fuck he's doing, or if you, as a man who gets fucked, knows how to ride.
If he knows your combination.
Sometimes it's all about you.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you have to take the reins and ride that.
That's how I kept
hoe.
abs in my 20s.
I didn't say horse. I said hoe. Ride that hoe.
What do you think, Chris?
So,
Chris,
yes.
if you're nasty.
Mr. Chris, if you're nasty.
Mr. Chris, if you're
So
nasty.
there's yes,
Sausage biscuit.
no.
Who cares? Let's talk about it when it happens.
Let's
Or
say-
all
or
of the
E,
above.
all
it
of the
can't
above.
be all the above. You can have yes and no. That doesn't
Mhm.
make any sense.
Sure you can. From instance to instance, you certainly could.
Well, then I'd say, I don't know. I guess C. Who cares?
And
C.
Miss Pinky?
Oh.
C and E are kind of the same then. Because you're taking all of those variables and tossing them in the air.
But you
E.
care.
But for me, it's all of the above.
I don't think I've
mean,
had enough. I don't think I've been a
I
bottom
have
enough
had-
to really know.
Mhm.
I have
to
had
really have a
so
good-
much of both.
Mhm.
I would say that it's definitely a by case basis. Like, and that's literally
Yeah.
like
A
I
fine-
kept abs in my 20s by riding penises. Like
Yeah, you said
that is
that
no exaggeration.
Honey, I hate it when people say yes, but yeah. Good
Well,
for
some
you.
of it applies to all of them. They weren't all cocks. They weren't all schlongs. They were,
Mhm.
but I mean, as a species, they were all penis.
But
Peni.
No,
so
say
you
it, baby,
agree.
say
So
it,
you
please.
agree with me.
I mean, all of the above. They can or cannot
All of the
matter.
above.
Like, but if he knows my combination, and like he knows where to get me elsewhere, and he is
There you
inside
go.
me, and his body is against
sometimes
me,
you have to do this.
I will
You have
not
to
use
do
the
that.
dildo.
You have to do that.
But
Yeah,
then there's
just
a- who
grab my butt
cares?
cheeks,
No,
or
you
like,
have to do that corkscrew.
What's D?
Sometimes.
D is let's talk about it when it happens.
in the sense, C, D, and E are all the same.
For me.
Because I mean, it's just a like, you know.
Mhm.
Because like I've had sex with people, like it does matter because I know that you are completely vacant elsewhere in the romance department or foreplay department. So I have to basically get my oven going myself, and you've got to be the right girth. And I will say that girth matters so much more than length. Like I don't need the penis in my cervix.
Right.
Oh no.
It is girth.
Nobody wants the snake.
It is spreading the gates for sure.
Nobody
Way more
wants
than
the
my
snake.
cervix receiving the penis.
And nobody wants the snake.
No.
Okay.
And
A
nobody
skinny
wants
pencil dick? Like,
the
I don't care how long it
pencil.
is.
Oh my god.
I don't care how long it is.
Mhm.
But give me like a
pencil.
really short, fat one. Yeah. If it has a penetrating length, we're good. And super
What
wide,
is
I love it.
penetrating length? I mean, it could be
Well, for me, it's
below
not a whole lot.
penetrating length, right?
I mean, it has to get in me.
Doesn't
so.
it have to reach the whatever it is?
Not the second O-ring. No.
Alright, I coined the phrase years ago with my friend Robert.
Mhm.
When it comes to cock,
Did you coin the
all
phrase?
my walls have to feel it.
Oh.
So that means girth. All my walls have to feel it. And that's where the pleasure is.
But there's like a second O-ring.
And that's where the pleasure is. Like I'm.
I mean, if it
agreeing
meets
with
the
you.
second O-ring, then you've passed the
That kinda
test.
makes me
Like,
wanna bottom.
it could just feel good.
You've
Like,
never bought it.
No, I have.
it could
Not
feel
that-
good
I've
up to
been
that
there
point,
forever.
but like when they really hit that second O-ring is like when you like have to be like, oh, okay, hold on, you're too big. It's really the second that happens. When you know it's somebody like you is bigger than you're
when
used
they're
to.
ripping apart your.
Second O-ring.
You know the beautiful thing about this question is that everybody would normally pick E, but according to this, from what I read, D is actually the correct answer. Let's talk about it when it happens.
Yeah.
Because every bottom, the moment that you look at your top dick, you'll know exactly what you want.
Yeah.
Exactly what you want and how to make it happen.
But then E is
Yes.
Is also
because
relative.
You listen.
It's all about communication.
What we said.
It's about
all of it
communication.
makes.
I have definitely
Total
said that's
sense.
not going to fit in me.
Yeah,
And it
that
has
is
fit in
total
me.
Oh no!
communication.
And I've definitely said
Mm-hmm.
That's not going in there.
not not this night.
Mhm.
Nope.
And then
Not happening.
come 12:01.
Mhm.
Oh, guess it was the next morning. Made the difference. Boop, all in.
Well, according to the scores, actually, one person in this room is actually close to being a professional bottom,
I feel like it's Randy.
and it is Randy.
Yay!
Oh yay!
We knew that you were a professional bottom.
You know a lot more about.
But that
what
makes
it
you a
is.
good top.
Oh, honey.
Mm-hmm.
That's what makes you the best
Mhm,
top, is
mhm.
knowing a lot about bottoming.
Mm-hmm.
There's no shame in being a bottom.
Mm-mm.
I'm
And there never
probably way
is.
more.
There
I'm
was.
probably way more a bottom than you
Mhm.
are. I promise.
No, I'm
Mhm.
proficient.
Mm-hmm.
I
That's
smash
what makes
way
you a
more
pro, by the way.
as a bottom
Mhm.
than I do as a top.
But I will tell you this:
I'm self-conscious about my
Mhm.
little penis.
But you,
no man alive has ever said that didn't have a big penis.
How's that
And you made me say penis. You're in trouble. You made me say penis.
I made you say it with
Ah.
conviction.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, honey.
Mm-hmm.
Mickey Tuscadero has a cock.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Yeah, I know.
I have a penis.
Mm-hmm.
We know.
I'm sorry, it's not a cock.
I don't. What does that mean?
It's floppy.
Penis is small.
No, it's not.
Mhm.
It
Yes,
hangs
it
down and
is.
it's floppy.
No,
It's
a penis is
I'm
skinny.
sorry.
It's
My
skinny.
penis
In
hangs
my
down and
mind,
it's
a
floppy.
penis is
It's
small.
skinny.
Mm-hmm.
A
Well,
penis
that's-
is skinny.
That's not
It's like
my,
the
You do
word.
not have a penis.
That's not my conception.
I think you have a dick. I don't think you have a penis.
Oh, he has a.
Well, what's a
definite
A dick.
A dick is nice. It's medium thick, and there's a bit of a knobby head. And
that sounds like a penis to me.
no,
You said the P word.
No.
By the way,
You have a nice knobby head. You're about 7 and you're 6 and a half.
I would say 6.85.
Hard, you're 6 and a half. And yeah.
okay, first of
And
all,
it has
Hi.
a scoop.
hi. First of all,
No, it has a scoop.
What's a scoop?
His goes left.
First
It
of
goes
all,
this way.
let
This.
Randy,
Am I wrong?
stop.
This is not straight
Stop.
I've seen thousands.
This is
I've
to the
seen
left.
thousands.
You were making this man blush. Stop.
I'm not blushing.
No, he's not blushing because I'm right.
Okay, here's the thing.
It doesn't go straight up.
We'll get into.
No,
It's left.
No, it does not go to the left.
We'll
it's not
get.
left. There's a scoop.
Okay, bitches. We'll get into that discussion on episode
Sport car
69.
penis.
We're all about the D.
Got the
Right
scoop.
now, we're in bottom
There's nothing
discussion.
wrong with the scoop.
We're in
I
bottom
agree.
discussion, so we're
That's
going
the
to
best
leave
place to
that
make
for the
contact with
next
the prostate.
episode,
You know what?
where
You
we
don't
explore
get
each
men-
other's penises and figure
No,
us out.
we are not
Wow.
doing that.
Who has a
ever.
penis, who has a cock, and who has a dick.
Nobody in this room has
Ooh.
a penis.
But in the meantime, I did something a little.
There's no discussion.
I did something a little off the wall. I decided to ask a couple of gay groups on Facebook a question,
Ooh.
and I got some different answers
Yay.
from both groups that were way more than I ever expected. So I'm going to ask this question
Sounds
to
super
this
exciting.
group, and I want to see if they can guess when I read off the responses which group they think that response came from.
Ooh.
So let's read the question.
Who are the groups?
First of all, it's LGBTQ of Houston,
Oh, wait.
LGBT of Houston,
Of those bitches.
and Bears and Chasers.
Okay.
Which is just a group.
Just those two groups?
Yeah, just those two groups. And Miss Piggy is going to keep score. And here we go. So I'm going to read the question, and I want you to think about the question for a minute, and then I'm going to read some responses from both groups, and you tell me which group you think they came from. So here's the question. I have a question for those of you that are professional bottoms. How do you like to be pleased by your tops besides the obvious sexually? I can read it. Do you want me to read the question again just to make sure?
No, I'm confused.
Oh, is it
by the
multiple
question.
choice?
Okay, let
Supposed
me
to-
read the question
I'm
again.
confused by the question. in
I'm
general.
going
How
to
are they
read the
supposed to
question
answer?
again.
Is it
I'm
multiple
going to
choice?
read the question again. I have a question for those of you that are professional bottoms. How do you like to be pleased by your tops besides the obvious sexually?
Doing the dishes, for sure, is one.
So just think about that question. Just think about it.
No.
Yeah.
Are we talking about household chores?
No.
at this
I
point?
just want you to. You don't have to answer. I want you to.
Besides sexually.
Besides the obvious.
Well, besides intercourse.
Besides the obvious sexually. Now, I asked this question to two different groups, and they gave me some amazing answers. So I want you
I
to
have
think
no
about.
amazing answer.
I want you to think. I'm going to read off a response from one of the groups.
Okay.
And you tell
and
me
we tell us who.
which group do you think it came from? From LGBT of Houston or from Bears and Chasers?
Oh, okay. Well, that.
Okay.
And I'm not going to read out that many, just like 4 questions.
Okay.
So
I mean,
we-
just
responses.
four responses.
Okay.
Okay. So, response 1. I think what I'm asked. No, I'm sorry. Sorry. Here we go.
He to clarify.
Sorry.
So many dick pics. He's having to scroll through dick pics and starfish pictures, y'all.
Well, here's an answer from one of the groups. Well, technically versatile, but in my current relationship, I'm more of the bottom. As I told my partner that what excites me is everything before we actually get into the bedroom. The glances across the room, the little sneaky comments in public, I can't wait to get you home talk, cuddling, and all that different kind of stuff gets me in the mood and heightens the mood for whatever comes next. as far as sexually, how I like to be pleased is basically the same as just about anyone else. So, do you think they came from LGBT of Houston or Bears and Chasers?
I'm going to say Bears and Chasers.
I say that I surely hope that it came from LGBT Houston, because I would be ashamed of the Bears and Chasers.
That's Bears and Chasers.
It sounds Bears and Chasers, though. I'll give you that. I'm really hoping, though, it's from the LGBT.
I don't know. Are we okay reading responses from LGBT?
Oh, I don't say names or any of that stuff. I'm
Right.
just reading responses. So no names
And
are being used.
which group they belong to.
No names are being used. I'm just reading responses.
I want.
Do you think
to
it
be
came from LGBT of Houston or from Bears and Chasers?
The first one.
Bears and Chasers.
No, LG, whatever.
Okay. The correct answer is LGBT of Houston.
Oh, thank God.
Wait, what did you say?
So,
You said Bears and Chasers.
No, I said it sounds derivative of that, but I hope it is LGBT Houston.
So what was your answer?
LGBT Houston. Because I didn't want it to be the Bears and Chasers.
so
What
let me
about
ask.
the Qs?
So let me
Fuck
ask the
Qs,
question.
we're all Qs.
Why did you think it came from LGBT of Houston?
Fuck off the bees. Seriously.
Just go with it, Randy.
All
Why
right.
do you think it came from LGBT of Houston?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys both got the answer
Yeah,
correct,
I mean,
so both of you.
For me, it sounds very generic. It doesn't. For me, the bear
That sounds
community,
basic.
the bear and chaser community is
You're basic.
It
a
sounds
lot
basic.
more virile
Mm-hmm.
than the LGBT
It sounds proper.
community is.
Mm-hmm.
The LGBT community is so much more generic.
Mm-hmm.
But these are also two different types of forums. One
Mhm.
is a sexually oriented forum, and the other one is more like
Yeah,
it's
but
not any more than the other.
It's not more than the other.
I've never.
One is not more than the
Where
other.
the bears and chasers sect is more specific, yes,
Mhm.
but that doesn't make
No, but
one
the
more
other
sexual
one
than
is
the
probably
other.
a more political forum.
Mm-hmm.
Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, when you're talking
Yeah,
LGBT.
Which is why the response came back so generic.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
When you're talking LGBT, there's nothing sexual about that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, and everything.
It's like
everything
it's
is
like
actually
Yeah, it's
It's like
sexual.
a rights and
Political.
a political forum.
It's political.
Well, no, I mean it's
Mhm.
a lot
No,
to do
it's
with
totally-
sexual.
There's
'cause-
nothing sexual about LGBT.
Well, if they weren't fucking dudes, it wouldn't exist. So there's that,
Well, I mean,
which
that's
is sexual.
That's the
Um,
God.
that's the G part.
Yeah.
well,
And
no,
the
it's the L part,
And the L.
No, that's fucking women.
Yeah.
but they're still gay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yes, I agree.
Actually, someone said it should just be Q.
Yeah, queer, 100%, because that's the best
Joe
designation
likes
for all of
queer.
them.
Joe likes queer.
Joe
And-
was like scrolling through his news feed.
But I'm
No,
I'm,
I
I'm the
know
most
it.
gender
You know it.
queer of anyone here. I mean, queer
Don't-
is 100% what my
I
image is
don't
made up of.
Care.
But it sounded
We
too
all
politically correct with bears and
just-
chasers.
Can't we all just be people? That's what I'm
That's the key
fucking-
part.
I
Oh,
don't
Lord.
disagree with that.
Oh, come on.
But bears
Joe.
and
Oh,
chasers would be
Lord.
more
Can't
specific.
we all just be fucking people?
Bears and chasers
or
would
can we
have.
just enjoy it for what it
All
is?
this talk
We
about bears
can
is getting
enjoy
wrong.
it by
Mhm.
being
Bears and
fucking
chasers are
people.
more virile.
Mhm.
They're more, they would be way more specific in the
Are we
how
gonna have
to
another
section.
a response?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
I'm
Go on.
waiting on you guys.
I'm waiting on you.
All
We're
right.
done. We're done.
All right. Everybody ready? All
And
right.
then we're all hot and
So,
bothered by those bears.
oh, those bears are so
I'm
hot.
cutting glass over here.
Mm-hmm. So, here's another response. As long as you're a freak in bed, who cares? Is that from LGBT of Houston or from Bears and Chasers?
I mean, yeah.
Don't you find that general? That's I would say
Nobody
both
from LG
sides.
whatever is gonna say that.
Mm-hmm.
They're too prim and proper.
Yeah.
They're worried about other people
Why
from this
is
group
it
looking
It's a
down on
political,
them.
because it's a political forum.
Exactly.
Doesn't it feel political?
What?
That response doesn't.
LG.
Yes, it's a political forum. It's not a sex forum.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Bears and chasers, we embellish and
Yeah.
So
and
you fucking
So the
kidding me?
answer-
I am not a fucking bear.
you're a chub. You're not
It
furry.
happens to be my physicality.
Mhm.
However, I don't have any ties with any of these motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm.
Sex is sex, and if it's good, it's
And if
good.
you're having it, you're having it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I guess.
So-
I mean, I'm not gonna.
So
I'm not gonna
are we
poke
saying
the bear,
that,
so to
that
speak.
that statement came from Bears and Chasers? Is that
Yes.
Yeah.
All of you are wrong. It actually came from LGBT.
He deliberately chose that one.
That was my response.
No,
because-
you went with Bears and Chasers. I heard
because
you.
I felt
Yeah, that it was too political and that LGBT of Houston would not say that, but yes.
But it's also still too politically
Yes.
correct. Because any bear or chaser response is going to be more specific than that.
Mm-hmm. So it was LGBT.
They're going to post pictures of themselves in the
Houston.
comments section
Mhm.
of like where exactly they like being pleased beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
I've these groups on my Instagram and Facebook follow. I can't even open the stuff in public. It's
Mhm.
so naughty.
Ready for the next question?
It's not you. It's delicious.
Oh.
I'm playing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm playing when I say dude.
No, I know. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
I used to say ew. I used to feel naughty about it, and now I
just
don't.
having fun when I
You just
say
own
that.
it.
So we only
I
have
feel like you
we only
didn't
have a few
get out
minutes
there.
left on the show, so I'm just going to zip through these two responses
Yes.
real quick, and you tell me which group they came from.
Lightning round,
Lightning round.
We're gonna blur them out.
Okay.
and we're gonna discuss it amongst ourselves and decide on one. Right?
Well, there you go.
There we go. As a team, we're going to decide whether these are
Here's the
one
next
or the other.
response. Here's the next response to that question. Well, my husband takes care of me. He makes sure I have everything I need. He always pleases me in every way that is possible. So I don't really understand why we're asking what a professional bottom is.
I say bears.
I say LG, whatever.
I'm gonna go with LG, whatever.
Bears and Chasers.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. Bears and Chasers.
We
So what
You
is
would-
it?
We pride ourselves on our.
I picked these responses because you.
Being taken care of.
Domestication.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's Cub. It's
Right.
a hierarchy
Mm-hmm.
of like he takes care of me in other ways and
Mm-hmm.
institutes this situation where I can be a fully professed bottom
Right.
to him and subservient and etc. and takes care of everything else.
Mhm.
So there's that level of subservience.
It's expected of a
So
chaser,
it's
which
almost-
I hate because I
As
don't
a
embody any of
chaser?
I don't embody any of
Wait a
it.
minute. As a chaser,
A chubby chaser.
are you the
I'm
guy?
not subservient.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I-
you're
I
not
know-
subservient.
I know what my
Wait a
I know what they expect, and that whole chubby chaser
Wait,
implies that I'm going to
wait,
chase
wait.
you
minute.
and do
Because
that,
I'm intrigued.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm really
and
intrigued.
that does not happen
Oh,
with
what?
me. I'm really more
I'm
of
going
a
to finish this
really
off
more of a
because
trapper.
we only have,
Go.
I'm going to finish this off because we only have a few minutes left.
next response.
So, last response.
I'll ask you a question.
Last
later.
response. Okay. So, I like a man who sucks my dick. I suck his dick. He runs his finger around my anus to get me relaxed. He kisses me hard on the neck and shoulders because that's just my thing as a professional bottom.
Bears and chasers.
And I laughed when I said that. But what group do you think
Bears and chasers.
that came from? LGBT of Houston or Bears and Chasers? It's two groups.
That's my vote. Is Bears and chasers. It
Well-
goes with the virility of Bears and chasers. It's very
No,
specific.
but there's a level of intimacy there.
Is there though? If he's divulging that kind of information in a public forum, he just wants every other bear out there to know what's going
It
on.
sounds
wait.
like Bears and Chasers.
Are they in public?
They posted those online on those groups.
Well, that's definitely Baron Chaser.
You three are correct. It is definitely Bears and Chasers.
I've been fighting off
Mhm.
chasers like that
Mhm.
for decades now.
I feel like that the wonderful thing about that question was when I asked that question, I meant it on a sexual level. So when I got certain responses from LGBT of Houston, I got everything from being the perfect husband to somebody buying me stuff to all
Exactly.
this other stuff. Whereas Bears and Chasers, they got fucking
Strictly
nasty.
down to
I mean,
the
they
point.
went full tilt. But I
Yes.
pulled things from both.
I want to hear something. Come on.
I pulled things from
You
both
just already
because
described it.
That was
I,
full tilt.
yes, because
No, that was-
I started to realize something about the bottom
Check the
community in
pictures.
Houston. You bitches, y'all need to have some fun. All y'all worried about is getting married and having some stuff. What kind of answers is I want somebody to buy me stuff and take me to places?
The right one.
That's not.
No, doing the dishes and making those things.
Yeah.
How is that as a bottom? Your responsibility to make sure another
The maid
man.
is doing the dishes.
Yeah, exactly. That is not your job as a bottom
No,
to like.
if I cook, you're doing the dishes. That makes me high.
Mhm.
If we're setting out on a domestic journey,
Mhm.
I need to know that you can pick up the extra bit of that slack, and you can appreciate all of the things I put into this household
But
that
when
you're
the
not
top-
capable
But
of.
wouldn't the top want the same thing? That's why I don't understand the answers from LGBT.
If we're hooking up.
Houston.
Yeah, but if we're hooking up,
Like what we're.
I would, as
Because
a
it's
top,
Bear
I
and
would want
Chase-
someone who wants to take care of me and does all that stuff
The-
too.
as
I mean,
a top,
what is wrong with that as a top?
there's
That
a
doesn't
science
make
to
any, that doesn't
that.
make any sense.
There's a science to that.
Whereas everybody in the Bears group with
It's-
dirty, filthy, nasty.
Because
I got a hard on through most of them.
they don't, because
Wait.
I got a hard on reading a lot of those responses.
because none of those relationships last,
He
and
said
none of them are
his
based
responses
in
were
anything
dirty,
but
filthy,
sex.
nasty. I'm like, ooh, girl.
And they were hot. I got a hard on reading most
And I
of
told you,
them.
you
And
probably
I'm
got
like,
pictures.
whoa.
We'll read some more.
But that's what it is.
There's no
It's-
more to
it's-
read because we're actually done with this episode.
Are we
This,
saying
It's
good night?
we're
virility.
saying good night. We're saying good night. We learned.
Well, let's.
Here's the
say
moral
good
lesson
night.
that we learned.
Oh,
Being a
girl,
bottom.
there are
Use
no
an
morals.
eyedropper.
Being
There are no morals in this episode. Trust me.
there are no morals in any of our episodes.
There is
so I
no-
don't even
Yes, there
know.
are.
But the moral of the
No
moral
such
is
thing as
as
just
long
right.
We're not
as you
amoral.
enjoy what you do, you will always be a pro at it.
Stick it in the poo.
You will
Ooh.
always be a pro at it.
Damn.
So we're done. So everybody
you get
say
that,
good
Pinky?
night.
I didn't.
Good night.
I missed
Because
it.
you were chatting.
I just said stick it
All
in the
right, y'all
poo.
say good night.
Good night.
Good night.
If you ain't gonna be good at it.
There we go.